Hi, friends. Welcome to this practice to honor the waters. I recommend that you have at least one bottle or glass of water, and you may want a second, one for you to drink and another to share, to give as an offering. So once you have your water, we're going to start with our hands to either the bottle or glass itself or the earth. So find yourself in a comfortable position where you feel spacious enough to stay there for some time. So when you're ready, touch the ground or water bottle with gentle, caressing hands and allow the eyes to drift close. Notice the river of your breath. Observe how it moves through the body, where it swirls and tumbles and marinates and stagnates. Drop your mind into your heart space. Allow your awareness to become fully saturated in this area, observing your sensational experience here, within the chest, within the heart. Take a moment to think of someone you love deeply and observe the shift in your body. Now, let us transfer that feeling to a being that many of us take for granted: water. With your next inhale, breathe into the heart, growing that feeling of gratitude. And with your exhale, imagine it going from the heart through the arms and out through the palms. With each inhale, this feeling of gratitude grows. And with each exhale, it is shared, seeping into the underground networks of woven waterways. And as we share this energy, this feeling of gratitude, it doesn't leave us, but it expands both within and without. Continuing this breath. Time and time again by various researchers, it has been shown that water is really responsive to its environment, and particularly to consciousness. Dr. Konstantin Kortov, director of sciences and professor of physics at the Russian Academy of Natural Sciences, once said, "We have carried out many experiments on the effects of water with quite diverse factors: magnetic fields, electrical fields, various objects, human presence, and human emotions. It became quite clear that positive and negative human emotions are the strongest element of influence." With this in mind, sending gratitude, love, respect, imagine the waters of the land that holds you, the waters within your own body healing. let us dedicate this practice to these living waters. The waters that flow throughout this place, throughout the planet, throughout our own bodies. And as we move through this practice today, may we be moved by gratitude in the remembrance that water is one of, if not the most important and sacred substances on this entire planet, in this entire universe. For it is thanks to water and her relationship with the sun that makes this life possible. It is thanks to water that you are here right now. And whoever came to mind when I asked you to think of someone you love deeply, it's thanks to water that they're here too. Continuing with this breath into the heart and out through the hands. Taking a moment to think of a body of water. I mean, we're all bodies of water, right? But to think of it in the more modern, traditional, Western sense, that something that exists somewhere near you, whether it be an ocean, a man-dug pond, a reservoir, a burbling stream. Perhaps wherever it is that the water within your pipes originates. If there's nothing you could think of in particular, perhaps thinking of that water that runs through your pipes itself. Really feeling that gratitude within your heart and sharing it. If there are any words or thoughts or questions you would like to send to this water, do this now. Listen to what shows up within you. Your ancestors at one point or another had a practice of honoring water, the elixir of life. Water molecules, when structured, are interwoven communities, crystalline beings that are receptive and have the ability to store and share information. So as we feel this gratitude, as we share it, may it imbue all the waters of this planet. Acknowledging that our consciousness, our intention matters. Taking 3 more breaths just like this. And slowly, we're going to find our way into a chair position. Here, I'll move this so you can see. Okay. Feet on the ground. They can be together or hip distance apart. Go ahead and spread the toes wide and bring them back down. Press the hands into prayer position and sit back as if you were going to sit into a chair. Feel a slight tuck of the tailbone. Weight is to the heels. Heart reaches up, shoulder blades squeeze together and down. And go ahead and bring your thumbs to the heart. And breathe. Feel that internal rhythm. The heart, this organ that vortexes your internal waters, mimicking the natural movement of wild waters everywhere. recognizing that we are a mirror of this planet. Inhale, lift that prayer up towards the sky, to the great void, to whence this water came, from asteroids, meteorites, comets who struck the young, new earth. Crossing the wrist, gazing up, feeling as if you were at the bottom of the ocean, pressing off to rise. Making our way into the air, hands alongside the body, a slight bend in the knees, tuck of the tailbone, shoulders draping down, crown of the head reaching up, knowing that even though we left the ocean, we still carry her inside of us, inside of our bodies. Feeling the sensations running up and down the limbs. Observing your body's own flow and chi. Bringing the hands back into prayer position to the heart. Calling in your intention once again. May we be moved by gratitude. May we move in deep presence, allowing any to-dos of the day to be washed clean like the ocean shore. And as we move, we will move in a dedicated way for the waters. Slowly shift the weight to the right foot. Inhale, lifting the left knee as high as you feel comfortable. And with your exhale, the heart starts to tilt forward as your left leg starts to unfurl up and back. Again, only as high as you feel comfortable. Heart reaches forward, feel a slight scooping sensation beneath the shoulder blades. Crown of the head reaches forward and up, ball of the foot reaches back. Inhale to lengthen. And exhale slowly. Keep the heart leaning forward as the ball of the left foot finds the earth and rise. Go ahead and spin that back foot so it is either parallel with the back of the mat or at a 45-degree angle. And maybe you want to heel toe that right foot out a little bit. You want the hips to be squared to the front of the mat. You're going to create a triangle with the hands and bringing it out a couple inches in front of the low belly, the womb space if you have a womb. And find a slow, rhythmic, lapping motion, like a gentle stream, like a lake stirred by a gentle, caressing wind. Allow the hands to be curious, to feel the sensation present within the palms, between the body and the hands. As we move here, honoring the great womb of the planet, the ocean, the deep wells of water, deep beneath the the surface. With your inhale, rising the moon. So having the arms in a full moon shape. Fingers could be touching or not. And we're going to move through these two places for some time. So do this in a way that feels right for you. Every time you inhale, rise the moon, and when you exhale, straighten the front leg, and as you bring the hands down, bring them down in a triangle position. And you can take some breaths and continue that lapping, or it can look more like rising the moon with your inhale, with your exhale, curling it in, bringing those fingers in and back out like a great wave. So listen to how your body wants to move and honor the waters here. If there's a whole different motion that is asking to take place, listen, this is about your relationship. Continuing this in silence, feeling, listening, honoring the dance of the moon and her gravitational pulls and how that draws the great tides within us, within this earth body. If your mind starts to wander, really drop into the sensation of the body, noticing the small micro movements it takes to stay balanced, noticing the river of your breath, the sensation between the hands, or simply remember you are dedicating presence as an offering to the waters. Three more really deep, really full, very intentional breaths. Meeting back at this lapping motion. Bending the front knee and bring the pinky side edges of the hands to the hip points, palms facing skyward. Left hand reaches out, and as it moves to the left, you're going to spin on the ball of the back foot, the left foot, and the heel of the right foot, coming into a squat. So you want the knees and toes to be pointing in the same direction at kind of 45-degree angles. I'm going to take my sweater off because as soon as the sun comes out, it gets quite warm. So bringing those pinky side edges to the hips, palms facing skyward. I'm going to talk you through a martial arts exercise called teacups. Now, this is traditionally done with actual teacups as an exercise in not spilling the teacups. Lucky for us, we don't have real hot tea, so don't have to do it perfect, right? What I like about this, sorry, while I describe this, you can stand up straight. So what I like about this is the way that it describes the spiral vortex, the vortices that water itself goes through, and as it goes through that motion, it becomes more structured and therefore holds more information, is like a malleable crystal. So go ahead and bend the knees. We'll start with the right hand. Go ahead and lift it out a little bit away from the right hip. Point the right fingers in towards the hip. Then point the fingers back. You're going to reach the hand out to the right, palm still facing up. It faces up the whole time. And you can move your torso and your head as much as you need to. But you're going to slowly, those fingers point forwards, then to the side, to the left, over the head. They point back, out to the right, come forward, and pull back into the hip. Good. We'll do it 2 more times. I'll talk you through it, and then I'll talk you through it on the left side, and then we'll just get into it. Right hand comes out, fingers point in towards the body, point back, arm straightens, points out to the right. Move the torso as much as you need to as those fingers point forward. Point to the left, overhead, point back, point out to the right, forward, pull in. Good. 1 more time. A little more smoothly. Pointing in, back, out to the side, making a great circle overhead, pointing back, out, forward, pull in. Great. Let's do it with the left side. Left hand comes out a little bit. Fingers point in, back, out to the side, making that great circle overhead, pointing over to the right, back, out to the left, forward, pull in. Again, left fingers point in, back, out to the left, bending the elbow, making a circle. Left fingers point over to the right, back, out to the left, forward, and in. Good. So we're going to alternate sides here. And I'll speak you through it 1 more time and then just move through it. If it's not perfect or it looks different, that's okay. All right. Right side, fingers point in, back, out to the side, making a circle over the head, out to the right, forward, pull in. Good. Left, in, back, out to the side, circle overhead, out to the left, forwards and back. Continue on your own, moving as slowly or as quickly as the mind and body feel necessary. And as you move through this, feeling this vortexing, feeling how your body, your internal waters are moving with you. Imagine sending the energy created from this, sharing this dance with the waters surrounding you. Knowing that even here, of course the ocean's not very far from me, I can see it, but even if it weren't, this cactus body has water that he protects so diligently with spines, knowing that it is a precious resource. Continuing with this in silence, feeling, honoring, recognizing that our human ways of working with water have sometimes stopped this natural movement, the movement that is from the ocean's gravitational pull, drawing the waters up from the dark void beneath the earth's surface and up into the bubbling springs. Moving with your own breath, your own thoughts. And feel free to try both hands simultaneously. Your torso will have to move more. If it feels like too much, then don't. Taking 3 more. Moving with intention. So from here, you're going to bring the pinky side edge of the left hand over to the right hip. And then you're going to reach it out. And as you move that hand, you're going to spin on the heel of the left foot and the ball of the right foot. And we're going to come to that kind of warrior lunge position facing over to the left. Spinning around and bringing that hand back into the hip. Make sure your back knee is comfortable. So if you need to heel toe the foot out or heel toe the left foot out, go ahead. You want to make sure that your hips are squared to the back of the mat. We're going to move into that dance, that movement, that honoring of the connection between the earth and moon, finding your triangle hands in front of the low belly, finding that gentle lapping, being really present with the sensation in the hands. Perhaps closing the eyes for a moment if that helps you drop in deeper. Crown of the head is still rising up towards the void. Shoulders are drawing down, captivated by Earth's gravity. Inhale to rise the moon. Exhale, triangle hands, straighten the front leg. And either resume the lapping or create the great wave. Moving in your own way, at your own pace, with your own breath. Staying rooted in your intention for honor and connection. Allowing each wave of the hands to wash the mind clean of thoughts that are trying to lure you away from the present moment. dedicated, present breaths. And meeting back at the gentle lapping of the hands. Bringing the pinky side edges to the hips as the as the right hand reaches out. You're going to spin on the heel of that left foot in the also the heels of both feet, whatever works for you. But you want the toes to be pointed back to those edges, coming back into that squat. And if you need to just stand with legs straight for a minute, if you need to move the hips around, do so. We're going to do a different motion next. So maybe just taking a moment to listen to the body, to whatever it's craving. Finding stillness. And slowly bending those knees. And remember, you don't have to go very low. You can stay up pretty high, straighten the legs whenever you need to. Or drop down low with the hips and knees in the, similar line. And now we are going to do motions that honor the sun's cycle with the earth in a way that is praying for rain, for the places that are in need of rain. Asking for absorption for the places that may be too saturated, right? Asking for balance. Inhale to rise the sun. Exhale to stand up with the legs. Bring the arms out to the side, imagining that sun as it has gathered the moisture of the lands, of the sea. Exhale as those clouds spill their heavy loads. Palms face the earth, bend into the knees, and drape that water down towards the earth, gathering that water, the hydrological cycle as it moves up through human, plant bodies, animal bodies. As the sun gathers it up into the sky, straighten the legs, open the arms up, describing a great cloud. Palms face earthward, exhale, the rains fall and nourish. Gathering, collecting, drawing that water up into the sky, creating the clouds, straight legs, palms face earthward. Exhale, bend the knees, drop the waters down. Continue this in your own way. If the rhythm of straight legs and bent legs changes, if the way the arms describe the cycle changes, if your breath pattern is unique, let it be so. There are no rules here. Any movement I guide you through is a suggestion, an invitation, an offering. But always listen to your greatest teacher, which is your body, which is over 99% molecularly water. And I'm going to quote Jim Elote of the Zuni nation. He said, "Water is life. The most important arteries of Mother Earth. And they need nourishment. So we pray. We pray for rain, for snow. We pray for dew and mist. We pray for moisture to help our Mother Earth to survive. And then, if our mother survives, so do we." Three more rounds of this with your own breath, your own thoughts, your own pace. Meeting in the rising sun. Slowly bring the hands back to the heart in prayer position. Slowly spinning on the heel of the back foot, the ball of the front foot, ball of the right foot. We're going to face the front of the mat again. Slowly, weight shifts to the right foot. Lean the heart forwards. Left leg reaches up and back. Slowly rising the knee and stepping it besides the right foot. Hands against the heart. Feeling, listening, noticing the body. Noticing our own internal flows and rhythms. And when you're ready, finding the earth once again, or placing the hands either on the water or on the ground near the water. Finding that well of gratitude. And perhaps this time, if it's not already there, let it be inspired by water. Think about a beautiful rainbow, a light mist, as you may have seen at the beginning of this video. Yesterday there was a great rainbow and a gentle rain that touched down on this place. The intros of these videos are usually taken right before the class, but that felt like it was like a personal practice was being called forth, so that's what I did. But think of a time like that, a time that stopped you in your tracks, that felt so personal, that brought your internal waters perhaps to surface within the eyes. The song of the rain gently against the earth. The smell of the green things being nourished. Feel this gratitude within, and again, share it through the arms, through the hands. It has been shown that water has transference abilities, that if structured or healthy water is introduced to bulk or less healthy water, it starts to change the molecular structure of the water around it. Rigorous research from various scientists, including Nobel Prize winner Dr. Luc Montagnier, was able to show that with two test tubes side by side, one with DNA, the other with only water, after a few days, the crystalline structure within the water tube mirrored the DNA strand that was within the other test tube. It did not create DNA, but it responded to its environment. It communicated in some quantum way that allowed it to replicate the structure. With this in mind, with the knowledge that our consciousness matters, our consciousness too can change structure of water. Sending our gratitude, our love, our yearning for healing and connection down from the waters of our body into this water that we brought with us to class, into the waters that exist beneath the surface that our hands are connected to. And slowly, I have to get the dust off my hands, bringing the hands to the heart. And taking a slight bow in honor of the waters. Now, the water that you have with you, if you are able to, or if you do have a second water, perhaps giving some as an offering. Today, if you are able to make it to a nearby watershed, waterway, especially if there's one that you know is in need of an extra bit of nourishment and love, sharing your water with this space. And if there's not one that you can think of that is particularly in need, almost all the waterways on Earth at this time are in need. So I recommend this. And if you're unable to do that, perhaps sharing this water with a plant ally, perhaps sharing this water with the land, even right near wherever it is you're practicing. If you're outside, or you can walk out to your backyard, or you can share the water with your garden, do it. Otherwise, perhaps just drinking this water, and as you do so, having that sense of gratitude as you drink it, so as it moves through those spiraling vortexes within your own body, it is imprinted by this feeling. And as it leaves you, as it goes back into the hydrological process of the earth, knowing that you too are a part of this hydrological process, that you are sharing something, some nourishment, at least a recognition. You are recognizing the importance, the incredible, magical, mysterious ways of the life-giving substance that is water. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the water. Much love.